Hello students, our lesson for today is about the law of radicals. The goal of the lesson is to derive the law of radicals and to apply the law of radicals in simplifying radical expressions. Before we discuss our main lesson, let us review on writing fractional exponents into radicals. Let us have number 1, 5 raised to 1 half. Before we answer this, let us recall some rules. In order to write fractional exponents to radicals, the denominator of the fraction will serve as the index of the radicals, while the numerator will serve as the exponent of the radicands. So, 5 raised to 1 half is equal to the square root of 5. Another thing, the radical sign without the number on the index has an automatic index of 2. Therefore, the square root has the index of 2. Next, number 2. X raised to 2/3. It is equal to the cube root of x squared. The denominator 3 will serve as our index, and then the numerator 2 will serve as the exponent of x. Next, number 3. 4x raised to 1 half. It is equal to 4 square root of x. As you can see, only the variable x has the exponent of 1 half. Therefore, it is the only one written inside the radicals. Next, number 4. The quantity 3x raised to 2/3. It is equal to the cube root of the quantity 3x squared. Lastly, 7 times the quantity xy squared raised to 1/5. It is equal to 7 the fifth root of xy squared. Now, let's proceed to our main lesson. The law of radicals are derived from the laws of exponents. These laws are designed to simplify radical expression. So, let's start with exponents and then its equivalent to radicals. Let us use m over n as our fractional exponents. What if m is equal to n? Let us see. A raised to n raised to 1 over n. Simplifying it, it is equal to a raised to n over n. N over n is equal to 1, so therefore that is equal to a. What is its equivalent to radicals? As you remember, a raised to n over n can be written into the nth root of a raised to n. Therefore, it is equal to a raised to n over n. And lastly, it is equal to a. What about if m is not equal to n? Let us see. A raised to m raised to 1 over n. Simplifying it, it is equal to a raised to m over n. What is its equivalent to radicals? A raised to m over n can be written into the nth root of a raised to m. Then it is equal to a raised to m over n. Now, let us discuss the third law of radicals. A raised to 1 over n times b raised to 1 over n. As you can see, they have the same fractional exponents. To answer this, we will just multiply the bases and then copy the common fractional exponent. So that is equal to the quantity a times b raised to 1 over n. Now, what is its equivalent to radicals? A raised to 1 over n into radicals, that is equivalent to the nth root of a. B raised to 1 over n into radicals, that is equal to the nth root of b, equals the quantity ab raised to 1 over n, that is equal to the nth root of a times b. Therefore, the third law of radicals is the nth root of a times the nth root of b is equal to the nth root of a times b. Next, number 4. A raised to 1 over n divided by b raised to 1 over n. As you can see, they have the same also the fractional exponents. To answer this, we will just divide the bases and then copy the fractional exponent. So that is equal to the quantity a divided b raised to 1 over n. Now, let us write this into radicals. A raised to 1 over n, that is equal to the nth root of a, divide by b raised to 1 over n is equal to the nth root of b, equals quantity a over b raised to 1 over n, it is equal to the nth root of a divides b. Lastly, a raised to 1 over m raised to 1 over n. To simplify this, we will multiply the fractional exponent. So that is equal to a raised to 1 over m times n. Now, let us have this into radicals. A raised to 1 over m raised to 1 over n, that is equivalent to the nth root of the mth root of a. Then equal a raised to 1 over m times n, that is equal to the product of the m times nth root of a. Now, let us apply the law of radicals by answering these illustrative examples. Number 1, square root of 9. To answer this, we will use the first law of radicals, which is the nth root of a raised to n is equal to a. Square root of 9 can be written into the square root of 3 square. 3 square is the same with 9. Then, it is 3 raised to 2 over 2. 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So, our final answer is 3. Number 2. Cube root of 5 times cube root of 2x. To answer this, we will use the third law of radicals, which is the nth root of a times the nth root of b is equal to the nth root of a times b. So, cube root of 5 times cube root of 2x is equal to the cube root of 5 times the quantity 2x. Finally, our answer is the cube root of 10x. Number 3. Cube root of 64. Here, we will use the law of radicals number 2, which is the nth root of a raised to m is equal to a raised to m over n. Cube root of 64 can be written into the cube root of 2 raised to 6. Because 64 in exponential form, it is 2 raised to 6. Then, it is 2 raised to 6 over 3. 6 over 3 is equal to 2. So, therefore, that is 2 raised to 2. And then 2 raised to 2, the equivalent is equal to 4. Next, number 4. The square root of 35 divided by the square root of 5. To answer this, we will use the fourth law of radicals, which is the nth root of a divided by the nth root of b, which is equal to the nth root of a over b. So, square root of 35 over square root of 5 is equal to the square root of 35 over 5. 35 divided by 5 is equal to 7. So, therefore, our final answer is the square root of 7. Number 5. The square root of the cube root of 4x. To answer this, we will use the last law of radicals, which is the nth root of the mth root of a, which is equal to the product of the mth root and nth root of a. So, square root of the cube root of 4x is equal to the 6th root of 4x, because the index 2 times the index 3, which is equal to 6. So, our final answer is the 6th root of 4x.